Wait, I thought we were playing the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. That's different. That's not the same game.
I think it's the same.
Morgan is Remelia. You could choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. In high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot, and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Oh, we're in the courtroom now. Quick saving and autosaves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased. But the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Oh! You'd have to restart this episode. Discourage risk-taking, discourage save scumming. Considering enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery like a true gambler. Yeah, because as people solving mysteries, we like to gamble on the outcome rather. Because we are doing this for YouTube here, we're gonna go standard. But feel free to do high roller in your own playthrough.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even say anything. We just kind of jumped into it without being like, hey, we're back playing more of the devil. Y'all liked this one, and we liked it, so we're playing more of it. I will keep tutorials on because it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I also kind of forget.
That's fine.
Sure, we'll pick it up. Who is this?
We don't know who this is.
Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over.
Wanted to thank you for coming over?
Figures you'd notice.
Anyone could tell something is bothering you.
You're the first person to say anything.
What happened?
The police came to see me.
The police? What's our phone look like right now? Nothing we can do. In public?
No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy.
That's a first.
They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts. And yours.
Huh.
I told them I didn't know anything.
They must have loved that.
Funny. What would you have done?
In your shoes, probably cursed them out.
Yeah? I could see that.
Is there anything you want to ask me?
No.
Not even for a favor in return?
No favors lost between friends, I say.
Well, that sounds like a toast.
Why not? To friends.
I'll raise a glass to that.
Glass him.
Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geopositional data encoded. We are doing RoboCop. If I could have all citizens in the area.
Fuck off, copper.
Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence.
Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're
Good morning, officer. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. Her internal monologue is lower, but her outside voice is... Good morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. L30. Is that a variation on the GameCube logo on the... You do something new with your uniform, buddy?
Good morning to you too, Morgan Citizen.
Morgan Citizen. This is us, Morgan. Born right after Christmas. Occupation, criminal defense attorney. We like trigonometry rooftops, bonfires, and we dislike sunbird baths and karaoke. Our hidden talent is baking. You can't just ask someone their body count.
Wait. Dislikes baths, but exercises by swimming? Does she have a bad time the whole time? Swimming is basically a big bath.
I think it's more that, like, in bathing is work and swimming is fun.
Huh. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for...
Oh, I've got it. It must be a new coat of paint or something.
You're referring to the act of vandalization that just took place.
Oh, only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers.
Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation.
Wait, you have an actual face? Do people rent out their bodies to do RoboCop shit?
And didn't we hear about, like, the bioandroid thing?
Right. It's been a hot minute for us since we played Chapter 0. But I think we did learn something about that, which is kind of fun. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What is the world coming to?
They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit.
Well, I hope you threw the book at them.
The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors.
Do you know what's... Also, let's not miss this. Do you know what she's doing here? Giving the two shits time to get away. Right? That's why she stepped in right then. Let's not let that go unnoticed. Huh, well, thank you for the forecast. So, does the bleeding stop on its own? The purple bleeding?
Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid.
My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it?
The leakage will dry shortly.
With that conversation thoroughly exhausted... Oh, right. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth.
Yo, 61.
The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to face him.
We're going on break.
The robot tilts its head to the side.
Can't work the piler without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know, take a load off, will you?
Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man already walking away tosses a dismissive wave behind him.
Yeah, understood.
A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular.
Goddamn coppers on every street corner.
Copper? Would you like to read our...
Sure. Noun, a derogatory term for an automated dependent. A derogatory word for automated dependents, particularly ones licensed by or operating under the authority of the state.
Oh, wait, does this come from copper the metal, not copper as in a cop?
Sure does.
Is that just accidental?
Interested parties in the automated dependent industries have on more than one occasion lobbied for copper and other terms like it, clinker, chrome dome, microchip breath, to be classified as hate speech, arguing that anti-mechanical sentiment constitutes an expression of prejudice.
Hold on. Microchip breath. Sick. Because they know it doesn't mean anything. It's funny that that's the important part there.
Were it considered a form of hate speech, incidents of destruction of corporate property where such terms were used in prior communications would qualify for additional severity and higher fines paid toward the damaged party. Under all but the most radical interpretations of hate speech law, however, prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things. People, animals, or corporations. If you feel that a corporation you know has been the victim of a hate crime, you can report it at our confidential portal here.
Oh, fucking Citizens United bullshit. We don't know what country this takes place in, but...
We also kind of do.
It could be any country but, you know. At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear.
They declare martial law when I wasn't looking.
The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat.
Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavily in Uptown, even on the worst days?
His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt.
You're kind of embarrassing me right now.
He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off of his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter.
Oh, now that's just...
A woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at a hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm. Chrome-plated palm. Oh, more body mod stuff. Got it. Is this the... Whoa, it's been good. Go for it.
Body modifications, aka mods, is a term that may refer to cybernetic prosthetics, artificial implants, neural enhancements, or any combination of the above. While body modifications have been seen throughout history and across a wide range of cultures, the modern body modification movement is differentiated by a shift from intrinsic factors, expression or identity, to extrinsic motivators, job opportunities, technological benefits, improvements in physical or mental ability. Historically, mods have been classified based on which section of the user's spinal cord the interfacing occurs at, thoracic, lumbar, or cervical, but this system does not account for mods which interact directly with the human brain. The increased prevalence of so-called above-the-neck modding in recent years has led to several corporations and medical organizations proposing their own new classification systems, but so far none have gained much traction. Users also frequently searched for, can you return mods? Can you undo mod surgery? Best reviewed neural implants 2086.
I'm pretty sure that was the same, but it's still not less funny. Can we use our chips for last chapter? No. While a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her.
Ellen, walk around the block, get her some air, would you? Apparently this call can't wait, and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here.
Of course, ma'am, I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers, if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. And again, these aren't your boss fight ads, automated dependents.
The legal designation for any intelligent electronic entity. Abbreviated as AD and referred to in common conversation as ad or ads, automated dependent is a catch-all term encompassing robots, intelligent programs, interactive holograms, and androids. Ads are present both digitally and physically in every industry and nation on the planet, assisting in everything from data management to physical labor. In the mid-21st century, lobbyists pushed through new tax classifications to define intelligent machines that were neither salaried employees nor mere equipment. Because it afforded tax breaks and lighter tariffs, the term became so commonly used that it spread to all branches of the robotics industry, from which point it began to penetrate into everyday speech and pop culture. Some sociologists argue that the term owes its popularity not simply to its brevity and prevalence, but to its ability to draw a distinction between the commonplace, robots, androids, smart UIs, etc., and the internationally illegal, artificial intelligences. Searching for this term may incur an account flag. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat disinformation here. I want to know more about why artificial intelligence is illegal in this setting.
Here's the thing, is that they have created a society which a large labor force is dependent upon having androids that are and sufficiently intelligent machines that are able to do this work, but without any of the extra things that would come along with them having full sentience, like, having wants and desires outside of operating their jobs. So it seems less of a we can't do this thing and more of a it might be it's probably in society's best interest, at least for the people who are running it and making the money out of it, that AI is either illegal or just off the table. Because if their automated program that runs the local help desk at the precinct starts wanting like days off, right? Then that's worse for their bottom line. In that case, it's no cheaper than just hiring a dude to do it.
Well, what about all the work that humans currently do? That they could have something that's not a human do, and that they've already established a legal framework to avoid giving the rights that humans would have. It feels like oddly benevolent of them to not go ahead into the full nightmare scenario of, hey, we've enslaved some sentient beings that we can produce and control utterly because they're artificial.
Yeah. And I think maybe I misplaced who the operating force is in this. I don't think it's... Obviously, this benefits corporations, but I don't think it's them making the final decision in the matter. I wonder why it's illegal. That is something interesting.
But I don't know. I also don't get the sense that there is a non-corporate government to make that call and enforce it upon them.
Well,
so
obviously it says it's illegal, so some body must be able to say it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
But which body is that? We don't really know.
The same one that made hate speech a thing against corporations, so it sounds like it's a corporate body.
Well, I mean, it doesn't need to be a corporate body to bow to corporate interests, but I get what you're saying. Show you ramen.
Yes, please do show me ramen.
Anyway, clearly this is highlighting the problems with a society where a large part of the workforce are essentially people who are prevented from receiving full benefits or full recognition for the jobs they do. Clearly. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else...
You're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern.
It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk is giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah?
Have a good day, Morgan citizen.
It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Oh, look, you can see a little sky up there, maybe. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony. All smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit... much. But I went out last night. Cause of death? Banal tragedy? So I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. Did I get that right? Tragedy banal?
I don't know.
I don't know enough French to be able to tell you. I think I got cause of death, though. As I reach the other... Excuse me. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer L30 my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service! And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. You see, today, I'm going to buy a gun. Episode 1. An Idle Mind. Is it the Devil's Plaything, right? Right? Wait, so Morgan's going to buy a firearm. Now, we know the one she used for the Heartbreaker Killers was untagged, untraceable, right?
Yep.
Is this her meeting a dealer, or is she buying a legal firearm for some other reason?
Yeah.
What do we think? This
sure looks like an actual firearm store.
This looks like a retail outlet, so... Sup, 20? No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have not? Why does the desk employee look exactly the same as the desk person from the precinct?
Standard models.
The standard model.
Sup?
Desk personality setting 6. The cool one.
Called it. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I have probably forgotten more about firearms than you are programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed.
Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport?
Business or pleasure? Neither.
May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am?
Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be.
I see. You're a lawyer.
Are lawyers just expected to be strapped? Not just any lawyer, a criminal defense attorney. What do you want to bet that this game came out of someone being like, there's no way that they came up with the idea for this and someone's like, wait, hold on, I've got the best joke about her occupation, right? Someone definitely sat down and been like, what's your occupation? Criminal defense attorney. There's a game there. So I guess you could say I'm in the market for self-defense.
We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes and calibers, with spread and PA fire options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic.
I know.
But for concealed, it'd have to at least be small enough to...
This would go a lot faster if I could just tell the desk what I want.
Let's be patient.
Let's be patient. Because being explicit, I think, would draw more attention to us.
Yeah.
Right? But walking in here and asking for a very specific model is gun nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulders sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet?
Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly.
Sure, they're plenty quiet, but they also have piss-poor range. And even sustained fire won't do shit to any modder with insulation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers. Barely suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I'd want someone to come running to my rescue after all.
Of course.
What a nice little turnabout there.
Would you like to take a look at our mag rails?
Bullseye.
We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force which...
slings a slug fast enough to mist a limb at over 30 meters. I think we can understand what mist means, but... Remember, this game rewarded us for going through and looking at every single detail we unlocked, right?
Yeah.
Because that unlocked... So, you better believe we're doing it again.
Slang for shoot, destroy, kill, especially against living things. A slang term meaning to shoot or to kill that originates from the bloody spray produced when a modern firearms projectile makes contact with living tissue. Exempli gratia, a gun at that size could mist a crowd from 100 meters, even if you weren't aiming.
That's actually less specific than I thought it was going to be. I thought mist would mean something more like I've hit with so much force that you've apparently that it's effectively vaporized, right? Like you've turned it to mist. But the mist is actually the blood spray. Huh. Man, it must suck to live somewhere where everyone's blood pressure is that high. You're living in the Quentin Tarantino universe now.
I don't think it's the blood pressure precisely that makes the blood splatter out.
That's the joke. That's the joke, right? That you've got a high. If your blood pressure is high, it's really packed in there, and as soon as you've got, that's the joke, right? Because it means something different, but it sounds like it could mean that. I'm not taking constructive criticism. Not at this time. And it's safe?
Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running.
All of those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their tool set, to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Is she just showing off now? Is that what this is? Sounds perfect. Being like, even with the... Because last time she did it with an... Like, I refreshed myself a little bit before we came in here, and last time the whole thing about the Heartbreaker Village was that it was an untraceable firearm, like an antique, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was still fully physical and no electronic components to it. And the point was that they couldn't trace her through that because, and she knew where all the dead spots were. Is she now using, like, the most obvious gun possible because she's trying to prove a point? Like, yeah, even if it wasn't just a fluke of the firearm, I can just do this all day.
I had figured she's purchasing this for a specific reason, like to set someone up in some way or something like that.
Set someone up. I thought the whole point was that she didn't want other people taking the fall for her shit. Right?
True.
Because that ruins the perfection of it.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like a particularly reasonable weapon for that use, so I gotta think she has an ulterior motive.
All right, well, let's find out. Sounds perfect. How do we get started? Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a... character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged.
Wait, does it fucking 3D print your gat right there at the counter when you buy it?
Apparently.
That's sick.
I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out around the shop? All right. Yep, here we go. So let's see what our options are.
Yeah.
Nothing really up top there. Okay, advance. So we got a thing to read over here. We've got a screen to watch over here. And we've got some checking over here and examining. Okay, cool. We got a couple places. Let's start over here. Someone left a data pad out here. What is in the news today?
Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware vulgarity. The internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo, has seized a cache of vital Keystone data files belonging to the Tetra Metallics Group, according to a press release from the mining conglomerate. In a blitz of...
Hold on, real quick here. So, data thief, a cache of vital Keystone data files. What does Keystone mean in this context?
We don't know. I suppose we'll have to find out from context. Okay. In a blitz of cross posts on 90 different socials, translated into all 11 dominant languages, the supposed hacktivist, radical conservationist, and gentleman thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which we have declined to publish here on grounds of journalistic integrity and due to the strong language contained within, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to a sizable monetary ransom, Lobo put out a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator.
Yeah, all of this tech has to be... There is a very limited supply of the metals we need to make this tech, right? It's not so surprising that there are wars going on in order to keep it going.
Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's captured data impacted only their billing services, but insisted that the corporation could not in good faith resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved.
Lobo's captured data impacted only their billing services, so the only thing they took was their ability to charge people money.
Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack as supply halted and demand rose, stoked by memories of catastrophic supply chain disruption in the mid-21st century. A spokesperson for Mining as Progress, a lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry, called Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there, looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick?
No, I think I'm good, thank you. Lobo again, or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not. so long as they're a genuine threat. And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for...
de-escalation.
Right, and the game even checks, like, were you reading?
Yep.
We even get checked on our reading comprehension. This game is for me. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. But unless the rare earth metals powering all of our batteries and fueling all of our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. All right. And yeah, that is like a real life thing that's going to come up in the near future for us.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times. There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel without content more political than the smiling micro-apartment flippers. But this is a gun store, after all. Power is always political. Oh wait, so there wasn't anything, just kind of remarking on the fact that there was nothing on, right?
Or rather, remarking that there was something on. Most places don't, but this place did. It's a gun store. Guns are power, and power is political.
Got it. Yeesh. Would it kill you to clean up a little over here? I guess the desk kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer over here, it's scannable. Stagnancy theory, really? They get a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here, do they?
A stagnant world, modern man's plateau. Renowned net philosopher Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld, offers to take you on a deep dive into the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in his groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be the benchmark. Now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space, of artisans crafting virtual wonders that made the confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action.
So, for those of us who are dumbs like me, Moore's Law is the observation that the number of transistors in an integrated circuit doubles about every 2 years. It's kind of, as I understand that, that's kind of meant to be like, hey, we are is that exponential growth? Yeah. The amount of, like, computerized stuff in our world is growing at an exponential rate. And that there's kind of the projection there. And that this seems to be arguing that the promise behind that has kind of been left behind and is now a pipe dream. They've hit this period of stagnation. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Moore's Law is also a fun one because it's not a law in the physical sense, right?
No. It's observational.
There's no reason that we should expect that we could always densify semiconductors at that rate, or indeed that it'd be a steady rate, or indeed that there's not a limit. But it just so happens that that's what's happened so far, and it's just kept going so far. So
when was
we'll
it
see.
First observed?
Was it like
65?
Okay, I was gonna say 1970. So,
and then he made his big prediction was made in 75.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what that's all about.
Yeah. So, now that we've read this, it's interesting to learn that this setting is actually written by an optimist.
Yeah, right?
They're still kicking the can of the climate crisis.
They're at least acknowledging
That's wonderful.
Right? Wow, they didn't just drop it off the side of the room and embrace oblivion. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection disc or a state honeypot, if you want to be paranoid about it. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. And we'll go back on our thing and look at all of our stuff after we're done searching the room here.
Yep.
I hate these kinds of screens. You gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on a first name basis, but I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. Ugh. Oh, God. That's a 72-hour work week. Jesus fuck. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week? I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It may be the happiest and I've ever been. You're 14! What do you do? How term limits are anti-democracy. Whew. You sure we've got an optimist here?
Yeah, they've still got a democracy.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, good point. Good point. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. Well, that's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged.
So, another fun thing. Did you know the 12-6 is real?
I had an inkling.
Have you ever heard of the 996?
The 99s... No, tell me about this. I'm going to be so delighted to learn.
It is a thing that has been picking up in mainland China. It is, I believe, in fact illegal, a violation of the labor laws that are on the books.
Uh-huh.
But a number of tech industry companies have started just picking it up, and the expectation is that you got to be there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. And that's just the working schedule to be there. And it's been a thing for the past couple of years. There's been online protests around it and so on.
Yeah.
There have been spate of overwork deaths and so on.
Wow. Yeah.
Not a great time. So anyway, also Optimus here in that it's however many years later, and it's still
only 996.
Only 996.
We haven't found the 997 yet.
Yeah, they haven't moved it up to like the 90-hour work week.
Could you imagine the 998? Anyway, we got some new terms. Lobo. We tried... Oh, here you go.
We tried to process your request, but Lobo beat our ass till we ragdolled. The big bad wolf was here. You are welcome for clearing out this cache of soy slop before it could clog your brain's arteries any further. To whatever dumb as dishwater script kitty they yelled at to come fix this, a word of advice from your superior. I own that password suggestion algorithm. Want to resecure? Try this. Relax your shoulders, stand up from your desk, take a deep breath, and then firebomb your own servers. Literally cheaper for you at this point. For the rest of you slack-jawed screen lobotomites looking for a little excitement in their search history, find a pig and rip their throat out. That'll teach you how to run with the wolf. Lobo is king.
Huh. Lobo speaks like a 12-year-old playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Right? Right? There's a little bit of a disconnect there, right? Animate 16.
The Animate 16 is the latest Android produced by Noble Electronics, and we think it's the greatest machine the world has ever seen. Boasting a battery life of over 154 hours with patented soft touch digitation, remarkable tenderness and sensitivity, and the uncanny charm you've come to expect from us, we're sure your Animate 16 will be the best purchase you make this year, and you'll never want to go back out in the cold. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with a premium account. Isn't that the one last time where it was like, oh, like, this is basically a biological entity? How sure are we that this is an android per se? So this is that document, and that's the other.
Yep. It just gave me the little red dot being like, they're here. And I'm like, okay, I know that. but there's nothing new to read. It shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged, right?
I'm sorry, we've received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, Dr. David Ashur, has passed.
Wait, what? What?
Proprietary Vantage automated dependent management system along with the Animate series of androids.
Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic. Or... no, they wouldn't risk... fake news? But why?
Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language.
Misinformation, maybe. Trying to...
Authored many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Ashur is dead, including the popular desk series of smart UIs. That's very sad.
I didn't ask. Oh, sorry, right, out. I didn't ask, though.
Sorry, I just...
Commands only.
Understood. Morgan is fucking pissed. Will you be paying with cash or credit?
Morgan totally willing to take use of that feature whenever it suits her just fine, right? Whether or not this is the cool one. Debit. Not cash, not credit, but debit.
But also, she very much doesn't normally act like that around the ads.
No,
so,
she doesn't.
Something threw her off badly there.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like, it's both. Like, we saw her like making polite small talk earlier with the RoboCop, right? And she was polite enough to the desk features and other. It's just something about that moment. It was like, nope.
You know what I fear about the interactive, intelligent future of devices?
What do you fear about it?
It will stun lock me because I'm too nice.
Yep.
I'll just be too busy saying thank you to every gadget in our kitchen that I will never be able to finish making breakfast and start my day.
Hey, companies, you want to make more money? I will pay a premium. For appliances that have less computers in. I will give you more money if you just make me a fucking refrigerator like they make in the 1950s that'll last until the heat death of the universe. The gun was lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy, greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I like about them, their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Morgan puts training weights on her gun. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them, either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from.
Oh, Morgan's emotional support firearm.
Right? Hey, Morgan's apartment. I
love the environment design of this game.
Yeah, it's very good. The yellow and stuff and the surprisingly large ceiling and big windows. It's very Jensen-esque, isn't it? Did you ever see Jensen's apartment from Deus Ex?
I can't say I have.
I didn't ask for this. It just reminds me a lot of that. I didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? It's a very spacious apartment for a dystopian future. What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for my lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic, and fine, and expensive. And a very good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is.
To the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend,
David. Who the hell is David?
David Ashore from Noble Corporation.
David Ashore! From Noble Corp. Good job putting that immediately together. Street food, crowds, fishing, brain freeze driving. Doesn't like lint. Eyeglasses, custom designed by Fiamma. Shampoo, expensive. Sense of humor, unique. So what is this outfit you've got? Is that just all empty chest happening there?
It looks like there's a turtleneck going on.
Maybe, but it's like skin tone.
Yeah.
God damn.
This game's developer having the temerity to introduce a new model of femboy only to kill him off immediately.
Look at those lips. They're so kissable. I knew what I wanted to say, and I had to go through with it. I was something beyond me took her out of my control. The news might have more information by now, or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble, auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes.
David Ashore was a renowned computer scientist, user experience designer, industry leader, philanthropist, and the lead programmer at Noble Electronics. He first received worldwide recognition for his postgraduate thesis on intelligent programmatic linguistic weighting, a body of work which would come to be known as the Turing solution. Though he retained the original patent on the Turing solution for the rest of his life, he was famously unlitigious. By most industry experts' estimates, the Turing solution exists in some form in 92% of active automated dependent source codes. David Ashore's philanthropic efforts and invaluable skills placed him at the front and center of Noble Electronics' public image. Many considered him to be the unofficial face of the company, and his private life graced the tabloids and gossip section of the net on many occasions. David Ashore passed away on June 31st, 2086. Citation needed. This entry has received an unusually large number of suggested edits in the last 44 minutes. Dissemination of disinformation is a Class 3 misdemeanor. Spreading conspiracy theories about public figures is a violation of our terms of service.
Huh. Weird. So, basically turned the corner on machine intelligence and then just declined to be litigious about it. Huh. I wonder how he feels about the way that artificial intelligence has come around in this world, where it seems like there is this class of people specifically denied full artificial intelligence in order to make them better workers for these jobs.
I also wonder how his own company feels about him being famously non-litigious about the patent that could potentially get them a monopoly.
I never understood that. They're already making a fuck ton of money. Who cares if it's a fuck ton plus one?
Spoken like a non-billionaire.
No, really. At some point, you just can't do anything with more money. It's not. It won't make you happier. It won't make you able to do anything more. It's just accruing it for its own sake. What is the point? Who cares if you have infinity plus $1? There's no difference.
Line go up, number get big.
I don't understand.
And you can become number one.
Who cares? That's famously a position that nobody likes.
A lot of people care about it very, very, very much. To an extent that they would ruin lives and countries and civilizations for
Here's
it.
the thing. I know you're right. It's just I will never be able to understand that kind of motivation. It's just so... Once you've got the money to like have a place to live and have the things you want, right? Once you can take care of yourself and the people around you, what do you need more for?
Do you ever hoard shit in a video game?
Yeah, I do. I do hoard shit in a video game.
I wonder if it's a little like that.
Huh.
You
Or
can get
shall I-
through the game without grinding out the max gold counts and everything and having the best equipment set and getting everything.
That's I can see the point there. I can see what you're saying. I think I would disagree that how we act in games is a good rubric for how we should act in real life.
Oh, assuredly. I think it's an awful rubric for how we should act, but I think that it's a good rubric for how we do act, perhaps.
Oh, so like a way of trying to understand that, like, oh, I mean,
What sort of things motivate people? What sorts of shinies make us ooh and ah?
Yeah.
And activate our monkey brains. And
like
make us...
I do definitely understand that kind of like weird hoarding instinct, but only in relation to the like not having enough in the first place. Like, I remember points in my life where I've definitely felt that kick in when we didn't have enough, right? When it was uncertain whether or not we would have enough money to get through the week. And now it's like, we're fine. We have enough money to make it through the week. And suddenly that's just not a thing anymore. There's no desire to it's just, I don't get it.
But do we have enough? We can't buy a mansion. We can't buy a fleet of yachts. We can't buy an election. What's enough?
What's enough is that I'm here with you, and we get to do this twice a week to people who will listen to us on YouTube.
See, I agree with this. But
I know that you're not arguing a point you believe in, and you're just trying to explain the logic behind people who do believe that. It's just such a foreign concept to me. It's like, ugh. Imagine having all of the wealth in the world and being so insecure about it that you're afraid to lose it. Like, lose any amount of it. Like, what's the fucking point? All right, we're done. Moving on.
I think it's that money breaks your brain, and I am sure that if
There have been studies about that. Like,
Yeah.
I would believe that's part of it. Like, just having that amount of money and power just fundamentally changes the way that you perceive the world and the people around you. But who knows? Don't let that be you.
you can solve this problem by donating your money to our patreon.com/APR. Then you won't have to worry about it. You can corrupt us.
You could corrupt us instead. God, no, that felt wrong to do. I feel like I need to immediately clear the air after that. We started the Patreon when we needed it for making it week to week, and we were very explicit about the point where it became just to support the channel and not about supporting our livelihoods. It's currently in the just supporting the channel mode and not about us making enough to get through the week.
Yeah.
So please don't feel obligated about that, even if we make a very in poor taste joke about it. But you do get to vote for games for us to play, so maybe that's fun. I don't know. Maybe you want to help subsidize the couple of dollars it took us to buy this game.
See?
This Let's Play by volume is going to be 12% us playing Of the Devil, and then full, like, 85% of us talking about, like, how much economics sucks. Fuck capitalism. You might be wondering, SK, what's the last 3%? Gay.
Hopefully. Fingers fucking crossed.
Hopefully. Reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion. Brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. But there's nothing about his death. Not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing around? A phone call? This better not be work-related. I am not in the right mood right now.
Oh, Morgan, hey, thanks for picking up so fast.
She is Jessica Starling, who asked me to call her. She did? Jessica Starling, executive assistant at Noble Electronics. likes dancing, buying shoes, reselling shoes, dislikes hanging over soft mattresses, machismo. Charm point, her earnest smile, relaxes by bar hopping in the lower wards. The best at reading the stock market. Good on you.
An interesting skill for an executive assistant.
What, you think she's got insider info and she's trading?
I feel like maybe it's like if you can strike it rich playing the stock market, why are you being someone's secretary still?
That is actually a really great point. I wonder if maybe we'll find out like there was some feelings for David or something.
Maybe.
Hello, Jess.
Listen, I need to...
I have already seen the news.
What? Oh, of course you have, duh. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. With the company and their people and all the... What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made.
For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 other noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed. But it's all right, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things. It is kind of interesting that we're also now getting a story about Morgan, who takes other people's lives just to get shit out of her system, right? Being on the receiving end of having someone she cared about being removed from her life.
Yep.
I doubt she'll learn any lessons from it, though.
Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a stream, Chiron.
Is it Chiron? I thought it was Chiron.
Probably.
What difference does it make how the information gets to me? I could have stumbled upon his corpse myself and I would feel mostly the same. I don't believe that. I
might believe that about Morgan. I don't believe that about people in general, but I might believe that about Morgan.
I believe that Morgan believes that about herself. But we saw how out of control, like something did, in fact, get her in that moment, right? Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway.
Yeah.
If I want more information, she's the best source I'm gonna get. Maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. And I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened?
The police, they think that he took something.
Suicide? And the police are already involved.
They say it was some kind of poison or...
God. Noble's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially here in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days.
Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you.
Of course, just whatever you need. Whatever you need. A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. Morgan going through the motions in her head of like, how do normal people talk? It's not like my day was really salvageable anyway.
I'd like to bring you up here to David's place.
What do you mean?
There's something I have to give you.
You're not handling his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before...
No, I'm sorry. It's not like that. Before he...
Oh, inhaler. Yep. So maybe this was the scene we saw beforehand. David talking to whoever the other person was. You'll have a good time with Morgan. No, please don't hold back on my account.
David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work-related, but he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done.
I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming over all this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There is no logical reason to agree to her request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity. Does Morgan have an emotional side that she denies she has? I think she idolizes being able to make cold and calculated decisions and can't get over the fact that sometimes she is just a softie for people she likes.
Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Wait, I almost forgot.
What is it?
You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you?
Have you seen the way I dress? My wardrobe is basically someone who's been playing Vampire the Masquerade for most of their adulthood. In transit. The auto cab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway, steadily and suddenly all at once. Synthesized purr. Oh, is that still a thing where like electronic cars have like fake engine sounds they make because people expect
Absolutely.
People expect cars to have sounds, and when they don't, it's unnerving, and you can't immediately tell if it's a moving vehicle or not, right?
Yep.
Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. A shadow?
The shadow?
The shadow! The canopy's always felt very, arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added onto, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make. Cabby, why are we taking 4 right-hand turns? But the end result is still ugly. And it feels like it could fall apart at any moment.
You okay, Morgan? You look a little car sick.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her texts now, she'll just send me more later. Where are we getting texts from? Oh, right. The witch that keeps texting us that we've, I think, maybe adopted emotionally. Do you want to be?
Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Ashur on the news. Rip.
Thank you. For trying to be sincere.
Worth a shot.
We all have our strengths.
God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Why does all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me?
Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect.
True, true, went the train. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful. When you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world.
Wonder where you picked that up from.
Not from me? I'm pretty sure you were born muttering insults under your breath.
Oh, God. Motherfucker.
The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues.
Did you ever have dealings with Noble?
10 out of 10 shift in the convo. Subtle as a car crash.
Subtlety doesn't work on you either.
Well, it might. If you're good at it, XD.
This is me asking you for advice.
Okay. I guess this never sunk in. Because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients were all celebs. The rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likenesses.
Is it really that different?
Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all, period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to fucking.
Gross.
Hard workers with a lot of stress to vent. Ha ha ha.
Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer?
Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got something deep into corporate intrigue.
Why? Do we have a streamer mode turned on or something? What is this?
Because I got caught redacted up the redacted of Analife's 45 poster girl.
I see. We're doing this joke. This is great. This is a good joke. God damn it.
Hard worker. A lot of stress to vent.
Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need.
I'm going to let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look, corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts, puffing glue and playing roulette on their phones, while fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just because Assure was your pal.
Okay, that's good advice.
My actual advice is get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there as fast as fuck, boy.
It's more like a boy. That is a beautiful thought, Auntie. Oh, this is our Auntie.
I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals.
What is a Viking funeral?
A dignified ceremony where the body is sent out to sea on a boat. Then, they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows.
Thank you. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week.
Should have worked smarter, lol. Oh my god.
Oh,
I was
no.
wondering, why is her text pattern like so Gen Z or later coded? And the answer is
Because
that's on
it's
purpose
2086.
because it's 2086.
It's 2086.
That's just what her generation is like.
Oh, shit, you're right.
I love that.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe it took me that long to put that. Oh, that's good. That's good.
And does that imply that from Morgan's texting and some other people's folks that it's looped back around to people using capitalization and full sentences and normal grammar?
Yep, I think that's...
That's hilarious. And if you want to go there, you literally did fall asleep on the job at the Christmas party.
Sweet tree. The fucking sticker. What is they? What? I'm sorry. What is that? Why do you have that? Why do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate.
Work parties are still work, Freckles.
I only had my eyes closed. Because you old farts had your cameras flash on.
Morgan, something wrong? You're sweating.
Just deleting some spam. Victoria Masters, that's her auntie. Wait, depends on the time of day. Occupation, lawyer to the rich and famous, semi-retired. Likes, handsome men, pretty women, expensive liquor. Dislikes, clingy people, prudish people, flying commercial. Jewelry, 24 karat. Age, difficult to verify. Smokes cigars, Death 13 cigarettes, and other adult stuff. Man. So wait, maybe in this Lobo's style of talking, like a 12-year-old on Fortnite, is actually a bit more menacing because it comes across as like an older hat, like an old hat at this, right? It's got kind of the age and prestige to it, where it seems outdated, but they have the... It seems a little bit dated, and it would seem cringe to anyone else, but they have the skills and stuff to back it up, so it's more threatening, right?
Like today, if someone writes their hacking threat to you in iambic pentameter, and then you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Like if someone in the hacking sphere starts talking about like ARPANET or whatever in their time there, you're like, ugh! Wait, what do you mean you learned about this on forums? We've got a couple more minutes of crawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown. Our better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked upon penthouses in a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. Wait, how can you have a penthouse on top of a penthouse? Then the other one isn't a penthouse anymore, it's a sub-penthouse. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that Uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level.
Right, because Uptown is literally up.
Yep. Not much of a punchline there, it's basically true. And by now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media, and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm, but if the storm's coming either way, I would rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you got a second, I was curious about,
Ooh. That headline, huh?
Let's make sure we definitely hit that headline, and then if we have opportunity, we'll talk about other things. Sound good?
Yeah.
I saw that headline, by the way, the one where your warm android saved that soldier's life.
Oh, yeah. Pretty feel good, don't you think?
So the folks at the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it.
That's what I thought when I first heard about it, but I don't know. Maybe upper management's never happy because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving staff around for anything like that.
Interesting, okay.
Maybe it's all above my pay grade.
All the corporate power and money in the world. And they're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. We'll learn more about this stuff. Let's start with you and David. This might be our only time to ask about something like this.
Sure.
Remind me again, how many years did you and David work together?
Oh, well, I started with the company about 4 years ago.
You started with the CIA?
They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Okay, no. Okay. I thought Noble is now known as the company, and I was like, what?
Noble Electronics LLC, better known as Noble Electronics, or simply Noble, is the fastest growing automated dependent corporation on the globe.
What happened to Barnes?
Noble spent most of the 21st century chasing consumer tech trends like wearable smart UI interfaces, only pivoting to Androids during the 2070s amidst that decade's economic upheaval. The corporation struggled to break through to the higher tiers of corporate power until David Assure revolutionized their products with his Turing solution and the technological breakthroughs that followed. In the years since, Noble has secured approximately a third of the automated dependent industry global market share with their desk hologram interfaces and animate series of upper middle class luxury androids, in particular helping them grow at a momentous pace.
When you said animate series, I heard anime series. It's like that one sofa ad I've kept hearing, and I'm like, did no one tell you what this sounds like in everyone's ears?
What?
There's one fucking sofa ad that's been on a lot of podcasts I've been listening to lately for Anna Bay sofas.
Oh yeah, anime sofas.
Anime sofas.
Yes, I would like an anime sofa.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what? Did no one tell you what this sounds like to people? Did you never say the name of your product out loud?
Noble's recent foray into biomechanical androids was initially met with skepticism when pre-orders lagged behind previous year's numbers, but the Animate 16 is projected to reap record profits for Noble over the next 8 quarters.
Should we also mention, like, what does it mean that an can we look at that that article one more time? Not the Stagnant World one.
What are you looking for?
The one about the android saving someone.
We did not get an article about that.
Oh, we didn't. Okay.
We heard it briefly mentioned.
We heard it briefly mentioned. That's strange, right? Because why would the two bodies have fluids that are compatible in that way unless something was very sus?
I mean, why wouldn't they be compatible? Why would you bother bioengineering your own bipedal platform when you've already got a perfectly good one?
Androids don't bleed, remember? That's just some weird cooling fluid.
And those ones aren't biomechanical.
I guess.
But these ones are. If you need to bioengineer a biped,
yeah,
and you have no sense of morals and infinite money, what you gonna do? Make it people.
Yeah, I guess.
I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude got me fast-tracked to mid-low management.
I'm sorry, the Warrens?
Oh, that's just what we called the company dorms back then, on account of all the people. Plus it was underground. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry.
Is that normal in your industry?
Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Except David, of course, but I mean, he was the best.
Yeah.
One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Assure walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto. Said I should come work for him, Dr. David Assure, directly. On a random Tuesday morning like it was nothing.
He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway.
Yeah, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
When did you last speak with him?
In person? Thursday afternoon.
Ooh, that's good. The day before yesterday.
He seemed normal. I mean, I didn't...
We still don't really know anything, Jess.
You're right. Thanks. Thursday's the last time I saw him. That was when he asked me to meet with you.
Okay, cool. All right, looks like we will actually get to go through all these. That's good. Let's learn more about David's death. I'm guessing you've already been to his place?
Yeah, it's a real mess over there.
It's that bloody?
Oh God, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers, each of them with their own network of drones and all of their droning. It's very, it's a very high productivity atmosphere, is what I mean.
When were you able to get over there?
Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me.
Okay, so late last night, okay, cool. Late last night. So we're narrowing down time of death. She saw him Thursday, day before yesterday. And yesterday evening, late in the evening, is when legal called her in.
Yep.
Okay. Last night, huh?
They said they needed my help sorting through all his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes?
He's been dead since last night and they kept it under wraps for that long? I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours... Seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. I mean, there's some of that, and like some people just don't live in the spotlight and don't want to have it be a thing. Like, I guess it's not uncommon to learn that some famous people have passed away like days after that, just because they aren't public people. But I guess Ashore is more of a, definitely a public persona.
Yeah, we did hear that.
So you found out last night?
Right, last night. Oh God. I'm so sorry. I should have told you as soon as I found out.
Really? It's all right. Did you see anything?
No, I still haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP, and that's where he passed, so... But, well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long.
Airlifted to the hospital, and that's where he passed. Okay, so he was in distress at that time.
Not compared to the lawyers. They and the rest of the company people seemed pretty entrenched.
Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. That's interesting. So what time would that have been?
I guess I got there around 9 p.m.? Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Sent my last blah at 9:13, see? Gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning, it me.
They can do that to your phone? Lock you out of social media?
Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock, or off the clock but on company property, then they can remote all my tech, yeah.
How convenient.
So if I got in at 9 p.m., I'd guess the rest of the company had been there since 8:30 p.m.?
Was he declared dead at the hospital or he died there?
I don't know.
Interesting. Because like, if it's the thing where he's in distress, then you think you'd call emergency services. If people are already swarming the body like vultures, that feels like he's already dead. But, man, what do I know?
I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak.
I see. He died after he reached the hospital? That is... unexpected. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room, but other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize most any patient within a few moments. And Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or...
Hard to think about, I know.
Yeah. Or hard to believe. The request. Jess, I do have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days?
Right, of course. He asked me to give you something.
Something? Is she trying to build suspense?
Right, it's just, well, I don't know exactly what it is.
You have no idea?
He asked me to give you the contents of his safe.
Are we headed to the bank then?
No, see, he has this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker or a false wall.
And all he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside.
Right, he was very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight into your hands.
Huh. That also sounds like someone prepping for knowing they're about to die.
Yep.
Right?
Handle it in person, he said.
That is strange. This is all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid, but David was never paranoid. Even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a very good reason. So then, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, Thursday.
And he passed last night. On Friday.
Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met he had already decided?
It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. And more importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know.
You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus.
Huh?
Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it.
Are they even going to be able to get alone time for her to open this without anyone else present? Noble Employee Housing Building. Platea. Lobby.
And I thought there were a lot of police here before.
Why are they all GameCube branded? It's even purple. It's just the GameCube.
Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan?
She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists. Heads peeking over shoulders and around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about at the edges of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people?
Well, there have always been people with strong feelings about our products.
Androids step forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few with remotely deputized consumer models emerge from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This here is all technically company property, isn't it?
Yep, David had the penthouse all to himself. But every other floor's tenants are Noble employees, too.
Not an uncommon arrangement here in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning, and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. Wow, they reinvented company towns. Do they pay you? Do they pay you in script or what? They don't actually do that last part. I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? I need to know.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit, actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life.
And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little bit overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints?
No, absolutely not.
So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company?
My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, is it still called a crime scene if it's not technically a crime?
I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse's basement, also known as the sub-penthouse. That used to be the old penthouse before they built a new penthouse on top of it. See, this is what I'm talking about. But we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then...
Okay, so if we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up.
Including him?
Hey, ladies, look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else by and we won't be able to maintain... Huh, you're that lawyer, Morgan.
You caught me, detective. How long's it been?
Feels like it's been ages.
Oh dear. Not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope.
I'll live.
I don't see the spunky one around. Is she taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm?
Detective Reyes is around. Why, you miss her that bad?
No, it's just she's also on the cover, so... I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. Oh, yeah, those two are going to hit it off great. They get together like sandpaper and eggs.
You two know each other?
Yes, Starling, meet homicide detective Kasim London. Here he is. Homicide detective first class, likes fall colors, morning air, dimples, dislikes touchscreens, cheap earbuds, white rum. Cats or dogs? Both. Good at coming up with nicknames. Bad at remembering birthdays. Well, I mean, who needs to remember birthdays, am I right? Honey, when were you born again?
The past.
Shit, that's so big. There's so much time it could have been.
It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise?
As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with this line of work.
Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, wow. Me? Sweetheart?
Something wrong, Starling?
Huh? No, nothing wrong.
Huh?
But close as we are, I still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today.
Play by the rules, huh? So there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity?
You're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition.
I mean, fair enough. Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence.
No, I don't rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then when my back acts up. Oh, cool.
Jess, I'm gonna need you to lock it in for a few minutes here. You can swoon over the hot detective later on, okay? The guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Well, afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter.
The deceased wasn't your client.
No, that would have been a conflict of interest.
Conflict of... You two knew each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences.
Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help.
You sure rally fast.
Jess?
Right. We have this clearance here, detective, sir, from legal, which allows us... That's all right, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now. Little lady?
Lock it in, Jess. Lock it in. We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting any foot anywhere near your staging area, detective.
All right, why not?
How generous.
I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up...
He gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops.
Plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack.
Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I could take this time to ask you a few questions.
Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me.
Fair enough. This is a good chance, though. Looking tired. How long have they been here for? Looking a bit haggard. How long you been here anyway?
Since this morning, but civilized folks don't call it morning when the street lights are still on.
Even if you got here around 1 or 2 in the morning. That still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break.
I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right?
According to all my business cards.
Think I can sue for elder abuse?
Not that kind of lawyer, though. Sorry. You would lose, though.
I already regret asking.
Why they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway?
A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by a fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation.
As far as we know.
So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck.
Makes sense. Let's, Why does one of these have a thingy next to it and the other ones don't? Is that one, like, the one that'll get us to move forward?
Or is it just the one that's at the top?
No, and the other ones had them. Let's talk about this one. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other? Sharing your toys?
Some of the younger ones are bristling, but I always play well with others, counselor.
And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security? Yeah, what is a Meg? We've heard this term before.
Derogatory slang for a megacorporation or one of their employees. Meg is a derogatory and hateful term used to refer to so-called megacorporations or anyone who works for them. There are numerous unverified explanations for how the term originated. Some say it is a natural evolution from the slang word shark, which was used to refer to ruthless individuals or businessmen in the late 20th century. Others claim that Meg was originally short for Megan, a sort of archetypal individual that defended the contributions that corporations have made to society.
It's not just short for megacorporations?
Tired of having to read anti-industrious sentiment on the net? Check out our auto-censor tools that replace harmful words like Meg with family-friendly alternatives like job creator or patriot.
All right, I think I'm ready about to pull my eyes out.
They've given us access and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system, top-of-the-line coverage, top to bottom of the building. The size of the data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all.
A more conspirational man might think that was intentional.
Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide? Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from many androids connected to a building's net, but that's not much help since
there weren't any androids in the penthouse.
Right. You know, I'd heard the rumors, never put much stock in them, but it's true, Ashur never really owned a single android? Never.
Huh.
Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be...
His own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved.
So funny seeing how much that's the diametric opposite of the reaction. A lot of folks who will not be named who are in this industry now are having to their own creations, parroting their own words and ideals back at them.
Yeah, kind of. Although you gotta think like past a certain point of interfaceability, the people making these AI things aren't really the ones who they're marketed towards, right? It's slop. They're marketing it as slop for mass consumption when they can afford the high grade shit.
Afford the high? What do you mean?
Like, if you're rich enough, you could just go get whatever book or film you want. They want to make it like reading a AI generated book or watching an AI generated film be just as meaningful to the unwashed masses.
You'd be interested to find how much the folks in this industry are getting high on their own supply.
Really? I would be, because that goes so against what my assumption has been that I would be genuinely amazed by that. You'll have to show me that later, because if I'm wrong, like I'm willing to admit I'm wrong on this. I would just be stupefied.
Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this.
Did Morgan kill him? I don't think so.
In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies.
Let's hear about that controversy. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics, right?
Uh-huh.
One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field.
Some people felt that way, sure.
Do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that?
Remind me, which one of us is the detective again?
You really won't let me pick your brain?
You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial, androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate.
Jess, you're off the clock.
No need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate.
It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career?
Every last one of them lost their job because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless.
That's another very reasonable way of looking at it. And like the fact that they're anthropomorphized means you're misplacing your anger. Right? Huh.
And vandalizing them is less than pointless, because unlike us, they're all insured. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports.
Jess, take it out your ass. I liked it more when you were swooning over this guy.
True, nice to have at least one thing we make in this country. That's right, Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home.
I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy.
That's also surprising if the whole supply chain is pretty much domestic. So this is a future where domestic chip fab has spun up and succeeded and so on.
I think a small amount of internal parts was what she said. I think that's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. I bet you that means stuff like the chips are still made in Taiwan.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I would imagine that a lot of... Well, then again, it's 2086. I think if we really put our mind to it, we could build the stuff to build chip factories by then if we really wanted to. But
yep.
That is the kind of thing that you don't just fit overnight.
We could do that stuff if, for example, someone had, done a bill to do that and then started investing heavily in it. Yep. And then immediately threw it out the window a year or two later.
Man.
Or something.
Man. Do you feel like maybe sometimes cyberpunk fiction tells us things about the modern world? By gussing it up in this weird kind of futurism, it allows us to shine kind of a harsh light on the dead angles of our own reality and modern. Do you think that maybe I'm onto something there?
What I find funny about it is how much of it is often just an upgrade. Where it's like, on the one hand, you've got the whole thing with, all these people missing the point, and they're just seeing the neon and chrome and cool stuff and being like, oh, hell yeah, I wish it was like that. That's so cool, man. But then on the flip side, a lot of these, and it's like, like, y'all in this setting are getting some of the technological benefits, and shit sucks, but also shit kind of sucks a lot for a lot of humanity right now. Yep. And in ways that we have increasing problems with that we're not sure how to get much better with. So, like, maybe things are not so bad in some of those settings now when we look at them. Yeah,
like kind of with an eye on the past of it. Of course, this game would be different if it was set, say, somewhere around the equator in the middle of one of those wars going on for rare earth materials, right?
Sure would.
Let's not. The fact that we are focused here in the city shouldn't take away from that, but. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away.
Sorry, but if you're asking for details...
No, thank you. Thank you for not letting them make this into a parade. Yet.
We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation.
He declined to say victim. Detective, Dr. Ashur was a close friend of mine for many years.
Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone.
Can you tell me if he killed himself?
It looks like that's the case.
I see. Thank you for telling me that.
Dr. Ash? Yeah, you're, well, sorry.
Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry.
All right, now listen, I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here.
I did kind of appreciate that like he's like, this is a different vibe here. You are a friend of his, not a. How did David know Morgan?
Yeah.
Morgan's kind of a scummy lawyer, right? Scraping off of public defense contracts. And David Ashur, as far as we know, might be the richest person in the country. Definitely a technological revolutionary whose name is going to be in history books for generations. And Morgan, I don't know. How did they cross circles?
It's like if Jeff Bezos had a friend named Cletus from down the road.
Cletus from down the road, yeah.
Who had absolutely nothing remarkable about him, but they were besties anyway.
Yep. We all love Cletus from down the road.
But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment, so I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor of the roof, so its basement would be...
Second to last floor, if you want to be technical, detective. Point is...
We don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs.
The kitchen and the parlor, huh?
I understand, but all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself.
Wow, an escort. I feel like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman?
Huh? Yes, he's...
Come on, this is the one time it would be useful. Come on! Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside, and its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worst, brand loyalists. So, what do we think's in the safe?
No idea.
Fully actual attained sentience android that he was talking to in that scene we saw before he died.
Ooh, that's a bold guess.
I don't know that it's a bold guess. It seems pretty cold, but, you know, idiots are led around by the nose their whole life, following whatever the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning.
The safe contains a smaller David Ashur.
The same, just reduced by about 20% in Photoshop. Hi, me David, but smaller.
Exactly.
And when I die, you'll get an even smaller one. Ooh, woo.
You understand exactly what I was going for.
The Matryoshkas. Today's trail having led them here, for half reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. They're more like insects. And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin. The misunderstood genius of Dr. David Ashur, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. Could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention, the chaos. Maybe it was as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work with eyes fixed ahead. And we'll have to find out what's in that safe next time. Oh, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's been a hot minute since we were here, but I'm glad that we're getting back into it and playing some more of this. I hope y'all are enjoying it too. We'll see you all next time to break into a safe. Not breaking. Is it breaking in if you're allowed and you have the combination?
No, that's called opening.
Oh. Has a bit less punch to it than I'd like.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.